Okay. I got my Oculus headset about 4 days ago. Most of you know I'm a big racing fan. I do a lot of sim racing. You can see in the picture there, that's pretty much my setup. I used to have 3 screens. I replaced the 3 screens with this Oculus headset, which is just the coolest thing I've ever fucking experienced in my life. Literally, your very first impressions of putting this on, you're blown away. I've had friends, family, neighbors in this thing just to sit in it and put this over your eyes. It's really it's unreal. It's just mind blowing. It's really fucking cool. So this tracks. You could lean in. This is kind of on top of my head here, but when I put it down here, you can lean. I can lean in, read the gauges. I kind of lean my head out the window and actually kind of look out my window a little bit. Some games are actually really cool if I actually stand up and walk outside my car. If I were to, I'd be able to look at my car. It's pretty awesome. But it really makes you feel like you're in a car. You can't really explain it enough. It's something you really have to experience. Watching it on a 2D screen doesn't do it any justice. Yes, you can see kind of where I'm looking at, but it just doesn't do it any justice. I guess an analogy I try and make is it's kind of like having a kid, where you know having a kid's going to be really hard, and you know it's going to be life-changing, and you buy all the crib and the diapers and everything to get you ready for it, but until you actually take that child home, you have no idea what it's like. And it's the same thing with this. You know it's going to be cool, but to turn this on for the first time is just really amazing. It's crazy to look down and see these arms, and your mind tricks you, and it just feels like you're sitting in a car in some sunny area. But let me see, I can look down, I can look out the back of my car, look up at the roof. Where's my roll bar, my mirrors? The mirrors are really cool. I wasn't sure how they were going to work, but if you can see, if I look at that mirror, when I move, I can kind of adjust where I'm seeing in my mirrors. What's cool about iRacing is this is the most realistic simulator, and this is what I primarily use all the time. You're not going to just jump in this thing and drive around, and it's not Forza, it's not Gran Turismo, it's not an arcade game. iRacing laser scans all their tracks, so you literally feel every single bump and turn on the track just like you would in real life. They take these cars, are supposed to be exact models. I feel this is an MX-5 Miata, and I really feel like I'm in a tiny little Miata, like I'm scrunched down in here. There's not a lot of room, like I'm in a Miata. I really like this series. The racing is really close. There's a lot of momentum. It takes a lot of skill to be fast, and honestly, if you can drive really fast in Miata, you can apply that to just about any car in iRacing. Man, this is just really cool. After experience this for a few days now, you kind of get settled in, and there's a couple things I was worried about. Motion sickness. I have not felt any motion sickness in iRacing. There are some other games, there's some horror games and stuff I tried out. That's a whole nother video. That'll scare the shit out of you. But I haven't gotten really sick, but I've definitely experienced some things that kind of made me queasy at times, but nothing I can't get over. Man, it's just cool. It's really cool. I use paddle shifters. I've had a stick shift in the past. It's just the stick shift it's the G27 shifter. It's just not that good. For those that you don't know, I have a Thrustmaster TX racing wheel. I have Fanatic V3 pedals. I've slowly upgraded over the years. I mean, honestly, this rig probably has cost me around $3,000 for everything you see here. The wheels, a lot nicer wheels than what I used to drive. The pedals are a lot nicer. The clutch, it's got like a little give to it like a real clutch pedal would have. The brake is a load cell brake, so instead of just kind of like muscle memory of just how far you push the brake, it's actually pressure sensitive. So the harder you pressure that, it's like a real brake. It's really makes it a lot easier for threshold braking. And then so if you feel those tires start to lock up, you can just let off just the pressure, and it makes a lot more consistent driving actually. Wheels got nice force feedback in it. Some other things I would like to do that I haven't done yet, I'd like to put some butt kickers underneath the chassis, and you can actually get those. You can actually get 4 of them and put software in, so if your left tire goes off the track or goes over some rumble strips, you could actually have the base shakers on each corner, so each corner will shake accordingly to what you're doing on track. The downside to all this is I used to have some gauges and stuff, some apps outside of the car. I can't see any buttons, so I tried to map most of my buttons. I got, I don't know, I think a 12-button steering wheel, so I've been able to take care of most of it. Anyways, I'm really not even sure if this is recording right now. I hope it is, but let's just do some laps. See if we can get a car close enough so we're not just going out by ourselves. But if you just pulling up to a car is just really, it's just really cool. Oh, there he goes. Let's follow this guy. This guy's actually really fast. Probably shouldn't have picked somebody else to follow. I'm just going to shut up and drive for a little bit. What I was going to say about the shifter, I switched to paddle shifters because it's just more consistent and easier to use paddle shifters than trying to reach down and brake and heel and toe. But I'm actually thinking about, since I got this, I just want ultimate realism now, so I think I'm going to order a nice quality shifter. And I have done a lot of heel and toe on iRacing, and it's usually faster, but it's harder to get the consistency down with it. I usually use the clutch when I'm upshifting because it's a little faster, but downshifting, I just flip the throttle and shift down. It really does remind me a lot of go-kart racing, how consistent and how close. I mean, just you make the slightest mistake and you just scrub speed, and it makes a world of difference. It really does remind me. It's kind of replaced my racing, my kart racing hobby, which I don't do anymore. And this is a lot cheaper. God, if you can see how close this is though, I mean, it really feels like I'm following another car on the road. It's just so fucking cool, man. Now some iRacers have said they're actually slower with the Oculus Rift. I haven't experienced any of that. I'm just as fast as I was. Maybe faster, I don't know, it's hard to say. I definitely feel like I'm in more control. I'm more aware of my surroundings. If there's a lot of craziness going on, I feel like I can get out of it. I can weave through traffic. I'm more comfortable. If I start, I just feel like I can feel what the car is doing. What I can't do very well is drive. I got the fastest lap. What I can't do is drive and talk. See, if on triple monitors, I don't think I would have been able to save that. But I'm getting more. That's a bad corner. I almost feel like I can overdrive the car and be more aggressive, because I feel like I can catch it now. This is really good practice though. This guy's actually a pretty decent driver.
Car on your left. Keep right there. Clear on the left. Got one on your right. Clear on the
Trying
right.
to cut that line off. We almost have almost identical lap times. But to do a race, a 20-30 minute race, it takes a lot of concentration to oh, boom! That was fun. Anyways, this gives you guys an idea. What's pretty neat is switching some of these views, like blimp, which puts you like a mile above the racetrack, which is just honestly just absolutely insane looking. These kind of shots kind of make me a little queasy up here. I'm getting used to it though. The cockpit. Let's see, let's go back a lap. Chopper view. This is pretty cool. like I'm just floating around in a chopper. But this makes me a little dizzy. You see. So it's really weird. Everything is in 3D. Everything pops out like just as it would in real life, except if you're in the crowd and there's people, they're in 2D still, which looks really weird. Yeah, those people look really weird. It's just really cool to look around the track. Like I got a shadow down there. I don't know. It's weird. What I want to try, I think I can move this camera. Let me see. Scenic 1. I can move this camera. Maybe I can't. Well, whatever. I was hoping I was gonna be able to move a camera like just into the stands. It really looks just so cool, like you're just sitting on the side of the racetrack or floating in the air watching the race. It's crazy.